Hey guys, it's Jay from Skull Gaming Network. Welcome to another Retro Bowl video and welcome to episode 1 of the Retro Bowl Record Breakers series. How the series is going to work, I'm going to take on different records in Retro Bowl and try to beat them. This first episode, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, I am trying to conquer the single game passing yards record. Now, how these videos are going to work, I'm going to make it a little bit interesting. I think on the right side of the screen, I'm going to put a graphic where I'm going to have the records at various levels of football for whatever record I'm trying to conquer, and then I'm going to track my progress. And, certainly as I break parts or all of these records, I'll move myself up the record list or the record board. For passing yards, at the bottom, you're going to see, starting out myself with 0 yards today. But then you're going to see the NFL record, which is 554 yards, set by Norm Van Brocklin with the Rams in 1951. He's actually the Vikings' first head coach. That's the all-time NFL record. Then above that, we have my personal record, which, looking through the archives I have, is 649 yards, set using BlueStacks on my Notre Dame save with a quarterback named Kay Finney. So that was on medium, 649 yards. Then at the third tier, we have the NCAA record, which is 734 yards, and there's actually 2 guys tied for that record. One of which is Connor Halliday from Washington State, and the other one is the guy in our thumbnail, Patrick Mahomes with Texas Tech. And then we're going to have our 4th tier, and we'll have a bonus 5th tier. We won't normally have a bonus 5th tier, but the 4th tier is the Retro Bowl record, which is 859 yards. And then the extra Retro Bowl record is 996 yards. Now, I believe the 996 came from a game that went either 6 or 8 overtimes, so that's why it's kind of an extra tier. Most records will be straightforward, but, a couple passing and rushing ones might be a little bit off. So we're going to play against our Week 8 opponent, Detroit. You can already see we won, but what you don't see is how much or how little we did for passing yards. Why did I choose to take on Detroit? Simple. 1-star offense, 2-star defense. A very easy target to try to pick up
and
some
here
records
we
on.
are with our game. We've got custom Record Breakers uniforms, mildly inspired by the Record Breakers from Madden 20, Madden 21 with the Superstar KO. And the first play, we hit Tuttle. We get a 45-yard completion, and we're going to throw a pick because our goal is to be tied and to get our single overtime and get as many yards as possible. So we're at 45, then we're back on offense. We get 14 yards, so we're up to 59. A long ways to go, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And then we get that for 22, so we're at 81 yards total. We're going to throw another pick. Detroit with the ball. They punt. And here we go. We're at 81 yards, and we're going to hit Tuttle, our wide receiver. Breaks a couple tackles. Gain of 23 gets us to 104 yards. And we're still in the first quarter. Then we hit Kuti. And Kuti, he is down at about the 5, a gain of 37. So we get 141 yards in the first quarter. We're going to get 4 to start the second quarter. We're at 145. And then we throw a pick. So we're sitting at 145 yards. We get the ball back. And we're going to air it out again. Get Kuti. And he gets 27 yards to get us to 172. Going to look for the deep shot, and that is Tuttle in stride. He's to the 10, to the 5, out of bounds at the 1. A gain of 43 gets us to 215 receiving yards. in the first half, or not receiving passing yards because we're not hitting the same receiver every time. Back on offense again, still tied at 0. We hit Coutee, and Coutee's going to get 38 yards, so we're at 253. Just under a minute, and we get Coutee again. That's 7 yards, puts us at 260. And now we're going to hit Tuttle. And Tuttle, we get out of bounds. That's a gain of 22, puts us at 282 yards. Could have probably snuck one more in and gotten to 283. So we did leave 1 yard on the table if it gets to it. In the third quarter now, so at the half we're at 282. And to start the third quarter, we hit Coutee for 27, so we're at 309. We're over the 300-yard mark. We hit Tuttle. He breaks a tackle, and Tuttle is going to get to the 1. A gain of 36 puts us at 345 yards. And then we're going to throw another interception on purpose. Detroit gets a field goal, so we're now going to drive down and get a field goal. First things first, we hit our tight end Hayward. I believe for the first time this game, he gets 24 yards. So we're at 369 yards total. And then we're going to hit Tuttle. He breaks some tackles. He is loose down the sideline. He's to the 5, out of bounds at the 1, gain of 40. So we're at 409 passing yards. And then I actually messed up. I threw a pick. But it's okay because we'll be able to get a field goal at some point. We hit Coutee. We get 12 yards. So we're at 421. 421. And we're going to hit Tuttle. Do some good little strafes. And he's loose. He is inside the 20 with another great strafe. We'll get out of bounds at the 1. A gain of 58 puts us at 479. Passing Patrick Mahomes' passing performance from his game against the Buccaneers. And now 4th and goal. We will kick the field goal. I will remember to this time, and it's 3-3. Detroit gets a field goal to make it 6-3, so you're going to see us kick another field goal. But before that, we have to get more yardage. We hit Tuttle once again, and this is a big play. Okay, not a great strafe, but we broke a tackle. We'll get out at the 6. Gain of 61 puts us at 540 yards, and then a gain of 5 gets us to 545. So we're not quite to the NFL record, but we're very, very close. We're 9 yards short. If you're a Vikings fan, if you remember Adrian Peterson finishing 9 yards short, you know. Basically, if you know, you know. Back on offense, and there we go. We have now at least broken the NFL record with our completion to Hayward. We're going to get out. A gain of 34 puts us at 579 passing yards. Then we hit Tuttle, and we're going to get out at the 1, a gain of 19. So we're at 598 yards passing. Now we're just going to set up for a field goal. I wish there was a way to manually kick a field goal before 4th down, but I also understand that a lot of people would misclick on that. So it's 9-9 now. We get the ball back, 12 seconds left. We're going to get as many yards as we can without getting, a touchdown. All right, 28 yards. Tried calling a timeout, but we don't get it. So we head to overtime at 626 passing yards. So we're almost certainly going to beat my personal record. It'll be interesting to see if I can break any more records. We're at 651 with that 25-yard completion. So we've now beaten both my own record and the NFL record. We actually had an incompletion there. Now we're going to pass, and we're going to hit Tuttle. We get to the 10, to the 5. We get out at the 1.5, gain of 33. Gets us to 684 yards. Now, what I've read about Retro Bowl overtimes is if you kick a field goal, even if the opposing team doesn't score, you get the ball back. So we're kicking a field goal to try to maximize our chances of having a full overtime to continue to add yards. Okay, there we go. We get a turnover. We get the ball back. That's 10 yards. We're at 694. So we're hopefully going to crack 700. Now, it does not look like we're going to get to 859 or 996. But we might have a chance at 734, and we get a 41-yard completion, so we're at 735. We have now beaten the NCAA record, so we've earned 3 stars for beating 3 of the records. We get the ball back, 15 seconds left. We're not going to beat 859, but let's see how good we can do. We get 36 yards, so that should be 771. As we win the game, of course, pending verification in-game. So we won 18-9. Blake Hager was on point. Absolutely. Ignore the interceptions. Okay, 770 yards, so 1 off of what I calculated. But once we verify all 770 yards are passing yards, that will be our personal benchmark for the channel. And fresh off our 18-9 victory, taking a look at the stats, yes, Blake Hager, 27-48, 770 passing yards. So we got 3 stars. Let me know in the comments, should I re-attempt this challenge and try to beat the Retro Bowl record books record and possibly even do it in the playoffs where I could additionally try to beat the all-time 996-yard unlimited overtime record by forcing multiple overtimes. That's what I want to know from you guys, so just let me know, should I do that? With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like. If you're new around here, subscribe for more Retro Bowl content. I'm going to be uploading every day in the month of December. Not always Retro Bowl, but a lot of Retro Bowl content. In the comments, let me know if you have any suggestions for future videos. But with all of that being said, that's going to do it for now. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and until next time, and as always, peace out.